Welcome to High Point Clydesdales. We raise horses and we have a few goats and some chickens and a little bit of everything here, but we're glad you came. Fielding, and my husband and I started with horses because we had way too many cows in our back pasture, and all of our friends, we would buy a beef and sell it, you know, sell half and eat half, and then pretty soon none of our friends would pick up the phone when we called anymore because their freezers were all full. And so about 10, 11 years ago, my husband said, what else are we gonna have to eat all the grass out behind the house? And my son at the time, he was 9 years old, he's 21 now. He'll be here soon, he's the wagon driver. But he's hauling hay. So anyway, my son was 9 and he said, I have this book and there's these really cool things called draft horses. And at first he was looking at Shires, which a Shire, there are 4 major draft horse breeds in the big heavy horses. Shires have the hair on their legs just like Clydesdales. So you got Shires and Clydesdales. Clydesdales come from Scotland, Shires come from England. At one point you could register on both registries with the same horse. So they're very intertwined and genetically closely related. They now have separate breed registries for about the past 120 years. So a Shire is a Shire now and a Clyde is a Clyde. The other 2 are Belgians, which came from the Belgium, Germany type area. They're tan, usually have a blonde mane and tail. They don't have a lot of hair on the legs. And then you have Percherons, and they come from France, La Perche, France, and they come in a gray or a black. So when the Percherons are born, if it's born jet black, it lightens to gray and white by the time it dies. So as they age, they get lighter and lighter and lighter. The black Percherons are born kind of mousy, like a mousy brown, and then they turn, all their baby hair falls out and they turn black and they stay black their whole life. Clydes come in a lot of different colors. They're most famously known for the Bay Clydesdales, which Budweiser has. So that they made Clydesdales famous. Everybody knows all the Super Bowl commercials for all those years. And they have the 4 white legs. It was kind of their breed standard to have all white legs because they wanted them all to match. So that's kind of carried through in the breeding, and it is preferable to have all white feet. But what we do with the horses, we care more about their athleticism and how they move. So you'll see some horses here that have dark hairs in their legs, and we don't care one bit. We love them all just the same. We do have one right now from Budweiser that we bought from them when he was a baby, and the only reason that they let him go is because he has some dark, they call it a muddy front leg, so it's like mixed white and black. So what we do with our horses is competitive hitch showing. So when you see Budweiser, they do the big shiny wagon and the shiny harness with the big pointy collars. We do the exact same thing, only we do it for a judge at a competition. Budweiser does it for exhibition to promote their breed and their brand. So we travel all over the US. We didn't start 10 years ago thinking we were gonna do this. We bought a couple of Shires, we went to a show, we saw what they do, and my husband saw the hitching and there's a lot of adrenaline involved when you have 6 tons of horses in front of you and a guy with 6 lines in his hands and he's going around in a pattern. It's exhilarating, and it brought my husband, we kind of joke, once in a while you get people that the emotion of it, it's so beautiful and they enjoy it so much they cry and we go, oh, we got a crier. My husband was the crier. And he was so emotional and moved by it, he said, we got to do that. So then we had to start finding horses that match each other and match in stride and are athletic and move pretty. And we started doing that, and we learned how to drive, and we had a neighbor that had Clydesdales, and he helped teach us how to hook up horses, and we learned how to drive, and then we just kept getting better and better. My husband has a really good eye for beautiful horses, and we had some really nice horses, and we lost our farrier, who is our horseshoer, and we were hiring him to come down from Canada every 10 weeks to shoe our horses, because you have to take the shoe off, trim the foot, the shoe back on. He got another job, and there was a guy who kind of does training and shoeing, and he's pretty competitive, but he did Percherons. And we said, well, would you be interested in working for us full time and showing and shoeing and helping us? And we own a roofing company. That's our day job. So we don't do the horses for the money. There's money in horses. We put a lot of it there. but you don't get it back out. So this is our hobby. This is our write-off for our business, and we just enjoy it. It's our passion. So we hired a trainer, and then we really started getting good. And in 2018, the Clydesdale Breeders of the USA and Canada host a world show together, and it's like the Olympics of Clydesdales. So every 4 years they have the world show, and they'll alternate back and forth between Canada and the US. And in 2018, the world show was held in Madison, Wisconsin, so we went to that, and we had never taken our horses to the world show before because we hadn't even been in it long enough. And so when we went, we showed in the open 6-horse hitch, which you can have mares or geldings, males or females. And in the open 6, we won. And there were 30 to 40, about 30 hitches, 6-horse hitches there. There were over 600 Clydesdales at the World Clydesdale Show. So, and people show in halter, which is the beauty of the animal. They show in cart, which is just a single horse with 2 wheels. So you can get into it at all different levels. You know, you don't have to buy 8 or 30 horses to do it. Anyway, so we won the 6 that night. Then the next night, they had a Supreme 6, which was the mares and the geldings together. So there were about 42 hitches in there. We won that. And then the next night, they had an 8, where you have 8 horses in. Your lead horse is about 60 feet out from the wagon on an 8-horse hitch. And that horse listens to your voice commands and the lines that are in your driver's hands.
These horses love to drive. A lot of them, if they're kicking, they might just be jealous that they're not the ones in the cross ties.
There we go. No, we're fine. You're totally fine. Are we allowed to walk to the front? How much does it weigh?
I think 30, 40 pounds.
See how strong it is.
Oh, he pushed right over. He wants to see everybody what's going on.
This bit holds their head up, this bit tells them where to go. Okay.
These blinkers also?
Blinders, blinkers.
I suppose that's what it was a better way across animals. That's right.
So say Rossiter is known like that. Do all 30 of them get to come in?
No, they're much happier to be outside. And in the wintertime, even some of them stay outside all winter. They have shelters. But as long as they have hay to eat, that is their heater. It's their internal, because they're a grazing animal, so it's always moving through. And as long as they have that, they generate tons of body heat.
Originally, they're from Scotland.
Big old cool strong man.
A little This one doesn't love to stand on the concrete. About the way he thinks.
Too much time with them.
He does, right?
Get their butt right down under and just dig into the dirt. So that's what we're building, is muscle for this and for up here in their shoulders and their legs right here. So the way they build muscle is walking with a heavy weight, dragging a heavy weight. So in the wintertime, you'll see there's a sled out there. We'll put tires, hay, whatever, just walk around the field. This kind of work on a wagon with wheels is cardio for them because they're prancing, and that's how they get their cardio.